About 83% of you guys are not subscribed. Subscribing, clicking that like button, and commenting all help me out a lot in doing what I really want to do. Thank you guys so much for all your support. What is going on, guys? Rogue TCG here, bringing another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel deck profile. Here is YUBEL. As you can see my chat popping off over there. We are live on stream. I do stream somewhat infrequently, but I do make notifications on my Discord. You can scan the QR code in the bottom left of the screen to find that. But yeah, here is YUBEL. This deck kind of aims to pop your own cards repeatedly and summon YUBEL and YUBEL-like monsters like Phantom of YUBEL and YUBEL Loving Defender in order to kind of out-resource your opponent and put them in a position where they kind of just lose and they're not really able to do anything, because it kind of relies on the Phantom of YUBEL basically negating something but not really negating it. It makes the effect destroying a YUBEL monster in your hand, deck, or field, which is even worse than negating it because their card will like resolve somewhat, but it replaces the effect with like the most beneficial thing this deck could ever be doing, pretty much. Pretty much all the cards float, and they pretty much can't be destroyed by battle, especially if you have the Nightmare Pain up. This is a card you pretty much want to have up all the time, even though we are only playing 2. But that's enough yapping of the general overview of the deck. Let us get into the profile. Unfortunately, Master Duel sorts it in a super shitty way, so everything's all over the place. I normally like organizing our cards, but let's start with the hand traps just to get them out of our way. For hand traps, we're on 1 Effect Veiler, triple Maxi, the Master Duel Special, as well as triple Ash Blossom, also Master Duel Special because Maxi is in the format. And we are on double Infinite Impermanence. Somewhat hand traps. We have Unchained Soul of Sharvara, can activate in hand as a quick effect, triggering our pop effects. Really great stuff off of this card, as well as, I guess, Gruesome Graveswimmer's quick effect to special summon itself from hand. That doesn't really do too much other than put another material on our field, or another like, blocker, but it's something. And it's mostly used to combo off rather than interrupt our opponent. But for our main deck, for our air quote YUBEL cards, we're on 3 Samsara D Lotus, the notorious pirate. We contribute this card, special summon a YUBEL monster from our deck. This is one of our best starters. And it's also interaction. During our opponent's turn and a monster effect is activated, we control YUBEL monster. We contribute this card. The activated effect becomes destroy a YUBEL monster on the field. Now, this is interaction. Again, not quite negation, more replacement. But this card is very, very strong. It also brings itself back in the end phase if you control the normal YUBEL. One key distinction is YUBEL and YUBEL monsters. We need YUBEL to be doing things, but a lot of our cards can pop YUBEL monsters, meaning Spirit of YUBEL or YUBEL Terror Incarnate if we wanted to. So we're on triple Samsara D Lotus because it is probably like one of our best starter cards because it gets us to our next starter card, Spirit of YUBEL, which we'll be going over shortly. We're on double Gruesome Graveswimmer. If we control a fiend, we can quick effect special summon this card from our hand, and then we can choose to destroy a YUBEL or a monster that mentions it in our monster zone, so only on field destruction. It can trigger cards like our Spirit of YUBEL's floating effect in order to get a YUBEL, but that's not necessarily the main reason. It is an extender, which is very good in this deck, but we're only playing 2 of it, but it does also have the effect where we can banish it from our graveyard to special summon 1 fiend with 0 attack or defense from our hand or grave, except for itself, and then each effect is a once per turn. This card's really good. You'll notice 0 attack, 0 defense is a very distinguishing factor amongst these cards. Samsara D Lotus also had that same stat line. This is how we are able to search our deck functionally, since none of these cards really share the same name. They share same stat line and typing, being Fiend. So this deck is also a Fiend deck, just kind of generically, which is really good for cards like the Unchained monsters. We're on triple Dark Beckoning Beast. When this card's normal summon, we can add one of the Sacred Beasts or a card that mentions it, namely, being our target being Opening of the Spirit Gates. And then we do get an additional normal summon during the turn of a fiend with 0 attack or defense. Our entire deck pretty much. So it's just a card that searches a card, but also lets us normal another card, which is really good. Like, that's not bad at all.
We are on double Unchained Soul of Sharvara. During the main phase of this card's in our hand, quick effect, we can target a fiend or a face-down card we control, special summon this card, and destroy the card we targeted. And if while it's our face-up monster zone, we can't special summon except for fiends. And if it's sent to the graveyard, we can set an Unchained spell trap directly from our deck to our field. Really great stuff. It pops a card on quick effect, allowing us to dodge effect failure and infinite permanence, namely on Samsara D Lotus or on our Dark Beckoning Beast. It also does set an Unchained Trap, which is interaction when it leaves the field, not necessarily by destruction, just in general. It doesn't even have to leave the field, it's just if it's sent to the graveyard. So it's a really good pitch for stuff like Super Poly, or if we need to destroy something in our hand. And we're just playing 2 of it, just so we can search one always, so we're not bricking on it, as well as it's a good generic card in our deck. And if our opponent does choose to pop our Escape of the Unchained, it does give us an additional target to special summon from deck, being another copy of Sharvara. It's also one of our main big attack numbers in order to actually kill our opponent if they have nothing on board, which is something this deck struggles a little bit to do since everything is 0. We kind of rely on our opponents having big monsters in order to be able to kill them swiftly. We are on double YUBEL. Can't destroy a battle. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. Before damage calc, if this face-up attack position monster is targeted with an attack, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that attacking monster's attack. And then during the end phase, we have to tribute one other monster or pop YUBEL. And when it's popped, we get to summon a Terra Incarnate from hand, deck, or graveyard. Terra Incarnate pretty much is just a free float thing to float into and search throughout the course of the game in order to discard it. We're not realistically going to be using it too much, other than for maybe killing our opponent. Sorry, I haven't been reading chat. Apologize for that. I will read it all after the profile. We are on triple Spirit of YUBEL. Can't be destroyed by battle. You take no damage from battles involving this card. If this card is destroyed, we can special summon one of your YUBELs that's banished or in your hand, deck, or grave. Really good for playing around like stuff like Called By on YUBEL or Bestials on YUBEL. You can just grab it right back from banishment. You can use each of the following effects as Spirit of YUBEL once per turn. Keep in mind that pop effect is not once per turn. None of these are once per turn. So as long as we can pop it, we can keep floating. As long as we have stuff in deck to keep floating into, pretty much. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, we can special summon this card from our hand, and if this card is special summoned, we can add to our hand or set one spell trap from our deck that mentions YUBEL. So that is going to be one of 2 cards, being either Nightmare Pain or Eternal Favorite, which is why we're only playing 2 Nightmare Pain. It's very searchable in the deck. Because this card is surprisingly very easy to special summon, especially with opening of the Spirit Gates, the card that Dark Beckoning Beast searches. We are on 1 YUBEL. Terra Incarnate cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by YUBEL, so we can only summon this off of YUBEL floating. Can't be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. Before damage calc, if this face-up attack position monster is targeted for an attack, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that attacking monster's attack, and once upper turn during the end phase, destroy all other monsters on the field. So this is a way we can get like a field nuke at the very end of the turn, which is pretty decent, and it's just a nice thing to be able to pivot into, but most of the time it is going to be just a card that we discard or send to graveyard as like material. And when this face-up card leaves the field, you can special summon when YUBEL the Ultimate Nightmare from your hand, deck, or graveyard. This is a when you can. It's pretty much always going to miss timing if we link it off, and it's pretty much never going to be destroyed by our opponent, and so therefore we're not really necessarily needing to play this card as well as the other card. It's just not really feasible. But that's it for our main deck monsters. We're a little bit monster heavy, but that's just the hand traps for the most part. For our spells traps, we're on 1/1-for-1 in order to grab some Samsara D Lotus or Grave Squirmer if we really want that one instead. We're on triple of the field spell Nightmare Throne. When this card's activated, you can take 1 fiend, a monster with 0 attack and defense, and just add it to your hand or pop it from deck, which is really good. And once per turn, if a face-up YUBEL monster you control leaves the field by a card effect, you can add to your hand 1 YUBEL monster from your deck or graveyard or banishment, whose original level is 1 higher or lower than one of those monsters. Then you can special summon it, ignoring the summoning conditions. And you can activate 1 Nightmare Throne per turn. This functionally means if we fuse off our YUBELs or pop our YUBELs, we can add one that's 1 higher or lower. It's a really good way for us to recycle our Phantom of YUBELs, which are level 9s. Compared to YUBEL being level 10, the thing that's going to be popped most often, as well as Spirit of YUBEL. We can also typically add YUBEL Terra Incarnate, however, we do not want to be adding that if we are activating the effect of YUBEL we just popped. So there's only 1 or 2 real targets for the card. being recycling our Phantom YUBEL and just putting more monsters on field, since it is a little bit finicky with the level thing. We are on 2 opening of the Spirit Gates. When it's activated, we can add one of the Sacred Beasts or a card that mentions it. Dark Beckoning Beast is like the best thing because we can immediately normal summon itself in order to make a link 2. And then it also has the effect where once per turn you can discard 1 card, special summon a fiend monster with 0 attack and defense from your graveyard. Spirit of YUBEL, pretty good. Samsarity Lotus, pretty damn good. Like, it basically grabs back any card from our graveyard that we could ever want. And then also once per turn, if we control a level 10 monster, we can add a continuous spell from our graveyard to our hand. Which is why we're okay playing 2 and 2, because we can just discard these for other cards, and then we can just add them right back to our hand for free with opening of the Spirit Gates, which is really, really great. We are on Double Nightmare Pain, probably one of the best cards in the deck. During the main phase, we can destroy a dark monster in our hand or face of the field, and if we do, we can add a YUBEL or 1 card that mentions it from our deck to our hand, except for Nightmare Pain. So just a once per turn a Rhoda, and it also triggers our YUBEL cards as well as our Unchained cards. Since it's sent to graveyard, we can set the thing. It also has the effect, while you control a YUBEL monster, your opponent's monsters that can attack must attack YUBEL monsters, functionally making them attack into YUBEL, taking damage themselves. And your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving your YUBEL monsters. So it basically gives the YUBEL effect to all the YUBELs, including our extra ones, which means our opponent is going to be forced to kill themselves if they go to combat without a proper plan. We are on triple super polymerization because our YUBEL Loving Defender is very, very nice with it, as well as just playing some generic super poly targets in the extra deck. It's also a good way to discard the extra Nightmare Pains and opening the Spirit Gates, or even Sharvara, like I mentioned previously. We're on Double Call by the Grave in order to prevent hand traps, and we're on 1 Escape to the Unchained, which is searchable off of Sharvara. Just pops an Unchained and a card on the field and destroys them both. It is part of our basic combo. And then we are on 1 Eternal Favorite. Activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of Eternal Favorite once per turn. Special summon your YUBEL that's banished or in your graveyard. Neither player can activate cards or effects when that card is special summoned. Which means we can't activate the on-summon effect of Spirit of YUBEL, not making it as good for targeting Spirit, rather than just targeting the normal YUBEL. And then on field, it's functionally a super poly, except they can interact with it. If we control YUBEL, we can pitch a card, send this face-up card to the graveyard, and then fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from either fieldless material, including a YUBEL monster. So we have to control the original YUBEL, and we have to be able to discard a card in order to super poly. So it's just like a searchable super poly, pretty much. Well, that is it for the main deck, a nice solid 40, and now let's go to our extra. In our extra, let's cover our links first. We're on 1 Link Karibo, since we are on a lot of level 1s that want to be in the graveyard, namely Gruesome Grave Squirmer. We are on a double SP Little Knight. 2 does come up. I think it is correct, just because we are playing Unchained Soul of Rage, needing 2 monsters, including an Unchained Soul monster, which is basically like a mini Underworld Goddess, where during our opponent's main phase, quick effect, we can target a face-up special summon monster they control, and immediately after it resolves, Link summon 1 Dark Link monster, except for Rage, by using this card and that card. Pretty much always going to be SP Little Knight, because it's very generic. And then if this card is destroyed by our card effect, we can target a fiend in our graveyard except for itself and add it to your hand. We're on 1 Muckracker from the Underworld, since we're a fiend deck that focuses on graveyard recursion, as well as 1 Unchained Soul Lord of Yama. This is also an Unchained Soul in order to make this, and this is one of the cards we're going to be seeing the most frequently, turn 1. It needs any 2 fiends, so we can make this with a singular Dark Beckoning Beast, add Spirit Gate, add Dark Beckoning, normal Dark Beckoning, and then make this. If this card's special summon, we can add an Unchained monster from our deck to our hand. It's always going to be Sharvara. And if a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card's in your graveyard, you can banish this card, special summon 1 fiend from your hand or graveyard, and then pop a card we control. That's an optional pop. We don't have to do it. But this is really good because this is mandatory. Not mandatory, but it's really preferred for our setup turn 1, because it'll basically allows us to end on Rage as well as the Escape. But we're primarily going to be going Escape first, pop our own Rage and a card they control. We're going to go Rage to add back a card, namely going to be Unchained Soul of Sharvara. And then in response to that, we are going to go Yama, Yama's going to banish itself to special summon our Rage back to our field. And then, therefore, off of that one activation of Escape of the Unchained, we still have our Rage around, and we have the Sharvara in our hand in order to basically have like a quick effect, dodge of an effect, which is really good. Like, that is not bad in the slightest. But that is it for our links. No like access code or anything. We're kind of like kneecapping ourselves a little bit by not playing access code, but the extra deck is very tight since we're on such a large Super Poly package. We are on one funny card. This is a card I chose. Phantom Fortress Enter Blathnir. Phantom of YUBEL is a 9, and we need an Xyz that doesn't cost a million UR dust, because I would like to make Gustav Max in order to just burn our opponents. But Enter Blathnir is very funny. It's we can attach a material to do one of Trish's effects, pretty much. Banishing a card our opponent controls non-targeting, banishing a random card from our opponent's hand, banishing a card from the graveyard, or the new Trish banishing the top card of your opponent's deck face up. All of those effects are really good. If we're going first, we can banish our card in our opponent's hand, or if we see a card in their graveyard that they'd want to keep in their graveyard, we can banish that. Or we can, if we're going second, we can dismantle boards by banishing cards on field. And it's just a good way to get our YUBELs back on deck. Because Phantom of YUBEL needs a YUBEL and a Fiend with 0 attack and defense, must be special summoned from your extra deck by shuffling the above cards from your hand, field, and or graveyard into your deck/extra deck, and cannot be used as fusion material. Cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage from battles involving this card. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you contribute this card, and I already went over this part. It becomes Destroy a YUBEL. You can use this effect of Phantom YUBEL once per turn. Now, where is the once per turn for summoning this card? There isn't one. There is not a once per turn for summoning this card. So as long as we have material in our hand, field, or graveyard, we can just ship these guys out. And because it is a summon that doesn't start a chain, what we are going to be doing majority of the time, if we open a bricky card like let's say YUBEL Terror Incarnate, or even like default YUBEL, and we open like multiple Dark Beckonings, the first play of our turn is going to be making Phantom of YUBEL in order to play around Maxi, Nibiru, Ash Blossom, Effect Veiler, and any other monster-based hand trap, but namely Maxi and Nibiru, as soon as we possibly can, because those are the cards that really hurt us the most. And then lastly, we're on 2 YUBEL Loving Defender. Needs YUBEL and 1+ effect monsters on the field, meaning we can pretty much eat the whole board under Super Poly or Eternal Favorite. If this card's fusion summon, inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each material used. That's a really good way to chunk our opponent for a lot. And during you can only use this effect of YUBEL Loving Defender once per turn, and it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, you take no battle damage from battles involving this card. And at the end of the damage step of this card, battle an opponent's monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that opponent's monster's attack, and if you do, banish that monster. Meaning this is functionally double damage. Anything this attack, you're gonna deal double damage on. One on the normal attack deck, and then one on the normal damage, and then YUBEL's effect doing extra damage. But yeah, this is the deck, 40 cards, and now let's see it in action. Or is this an Orcust gamer? Or against an Orcust gamer? Well, we're not winning the die roll, which is unfortunate. But if we can open a Super Poly or any variation of hand traps, that'd be nice. It's pretty decent. Baller ass open. We have an Ash Blossom if they choose to maxi. They're on Zark sleeves. They're on 41 cards. 15 of the extra. Are they on? Yeah, that's fine. We'll toggle off. Toggle Andy moment. Yeah, I'm YUBELing all over the place. Well, I can't say that yet. I need to play my turn first. Yeah, there's a Dark Worm. Yeah. Yeah, Gate Magician. What does Gate Magician do? This can add a card that mentions Zark. I would like to toggle on here. I don't want them, because they're going to pen summon that out, right? That's the whole point, is to pen summon that out and get the trap. Oh, there's a Scully. Yeah, that's fine. You can Scully. Gonna make what? Fucking Electromite? Yeah, there's double Iris. I'm not very skilled in playing against Pendulum, unfortunately. I think I might get fucking butt blasted. I'm just gonna negate this because it looks like they're going through all this effort to get this guy's effect off. And I'm just gonna pray. It's an ultra rare. Negating the ultra rare must be right. Yeah, Electromite, I don't care. I'm just gonna hold it for that. I'm just holding it. Here's the ass graph. Yeah. Popping that to add the ass graph in order to special the ass graph. That's what that thing does, right? And they get to draw a card, and then they get to add a pen graph. Oh my goodness. This is nasty. I would like to read at... Okay. I would like to read this card. Please stop activating things. During your main phase, you can destroy this card, take a Stargazer from your hand, protect them, either place in your pen zone or special it. That's the pen effect. If a card you control is destroyed by another card affecting a special summon this, choose one monster in the graveyard extract that is banished or destroyed. This turn, add one monster the same. Oh, they're just gonna add another double iris? Okay. Sure. That says extra deck too, right? Yeah, of course, it's a pendulum card. Yep, there's the other double iris, and the double iris is gonna add the trap. Now we're adding star pentagram. That's unfortunate. Although there's a reason Baron is banned. That's fine though. We always got more games. There's always the next game against the Rescue Rabbit buddy. Hell yeah. Okay. Bot or not, I do not care. I'm going first. I'm going to YUBEL. I'm YUBELing all over the place. Oh, I really am YUBELing all over the place. 2 royals in the grip. Okay, don't negate this, please. Please don't have exactly infinite. Actually, no, they need to have Ash. Yeah, I forgot that tributes for cost. That card's good as hell. Okay, Spirit effect. This hand is really fucking baller, actually. We're gonna go Nightmare Pain. Let's go Nightmare Pain effect. And then let's activate the effect of said Nightmare Pain. I'm having a nightmare! Ah! I want the YUBEL in hand still. Let's just pop the one on field. Get Grave Squirmer since we already have the Samsara D Lotus in rotation. Let's go YUBEL effect. Let's get one of the YUBELs from deck. I would like to get this YUBEL off the field as fast as possible, kind of. So let's go Grave Squirmer. Let's not pop it. Actually, we probably should have popped a card there. That's fine. It would have been nice to get an extra YUBEL in Graveyard for rotation-based things, but let's go Yama. Let's go Yama effect. Let's just add that other Sharvara to hand, just to thin the deck a bit. Okay, now we can go Gruesome Grave Squirmer. We are going to special summon. Do I want Spirit or do I want normal? The difference of this is I get Ultimate Nightmare if I get this one, or I get normal YUBEL. I think I want Ultimate Nightmare. So I'm just gonna shuffle back YUBEL and actually I'll link these off first, actually. Go these. Thinking about how I want to link this off, actually. There's not really a great way to do it. We do need to get the Sharvara off the field. I guess we can keep the Yama around for the moment. We can use it for a different link summon. We'll go Rage. It also plays around Anima. Get to go Sharvara, the Escape, to our field. Yeah, was like, am I missing something? No, I'm not. You had to go Terror and YUBEL. For Phantom of YUBEL. Then we get to go Yama Phantom for Muckracker. Get to go Muckracker effect. Here we're targeting Samsara D Lotus to get another negate on board. Pitching Spirited YUBEL. Go Phantom of YUBEL because I just pitched a Spirit so we could make it. This is a little bit unfortunate though, we don't have any more Spirits in direct rotation. Although I can't not feel comfortable from this setup. We have Rage, we have Protection with our Muckracker, we have a Negate, we have a secondary Negate, we have a Pop, which can bring back our Rage, we have a Called By and an Ash and a Sharvara. Like, I just kind of YUBEL'd all over the place, I'm not gonna lie. It's YUBEL in time. We have to check our opponent's deck. They're on 60-2. Oh, yo! Axe Dragon Newt Turbo. Surprised they're in gold 1 with this. Is this a masochist? I'm gonna go to combat. We're gonna walk YUBEL in. We're gonna walk YUBEL in. We're gonna walk Rage in. We're gonna walk Sharvara in. And we're gonna walk the second Sharvara in. Nice! Easy peasy. Poly indoor hand traps.
Gotcha.
That's pretty damn good. Okay. I am not going to give this YUBEL player the chance to stop my maxi. And if they just pass or give it our hand, I think we kind of win. Yeah. Damn, that's good. Okay, welcome back. It's like it's like you never left. Yeah, it's got Nightmare Throne. With this Nightmare Throne, I think we're actually adding Dark. No, I don't think we ever add Dark Beckoning Beast. Heartbeat. Okay. Go Maxi again. I don't want to have to care about what your cards are, to be honest. If you send it to your limit or not, you're gonna get punished for it. Yep. Tribute Karma, that's fine. Alright, anyway. Nightmare Pain? Yeah. Add your thingamabob. Who cares? I'm honestly really hoping this is a Merly set. If that's a Merly set... Oh no, Merly's banned in this game, isn't she? Ah. Yeah, we're playing against here. Yeah. Go Nightmare Pain. Pop our YUBEL. Add Samsara the Lotus. YUBEL effect. Summon Terror Incarnate. And normal summon Samsara the Lotus. Go Lotus effect. Get Spirit. Go Spirit effect. We get an Eternal Favorite. This Eternal Favorite kind of wants me to keep this Imperm in hand, to be honest, but who knows? Who knows? Do I just go eat now? That can't be it. We're always gonna go Unchained Soul here. Unchained Soul of Yama. Yep. Pretty good hand. Okay, we can play the Maxi minigame. Unfortunately, this hand does not play around Maxi. We have an open YUBEL plus 0 attack monster. Well, I'd also like for them to choose whether they'd like to Maxi or not. That's also something that I'd like. Come on, we don't have all day. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't really look like they had anything. I want to add Dark Beckoning Beast here. Well, yeah, let's add Dark Beckoning Beast. Normal to add Dark Beckoning Beast. Use the effect. Add our opening of the Spirit Gates. Let's go opening of the Spirit Gates. Let's add our another Dark Beckoning Beast. And then let's go Nightmare Pain. We can go Nightmare Pain here. You can get rid of the Dark Beckoning Beast in hand. We don't need it anymore, really. Here we're going to grab Samsara D Lotus. Gonna get our additional normal with Samsara. Gonna go Samsara effect. We're gonna get the Spirit. Gonna go Spirit effect. Since we already have the other one, let's just grab Eternal Favorite. Here we can go Sharvara. We can pop our YUBEL. Special our Sharvara. Here we can go. We could go Nightmare Throne, but let's not. We get to go Spirit of YUBEL here. Let's get our YUBEL on board. Here we get to go into these two for Yama. We're gonna go Yama effect and then Sharvara effect. Sharvara is gonna set that escape, and then Yama is just gonna add. We could add the one in the graveyard, but no, let's just add the one from deck. Now what? I guess now we go Rage to put a Dark Beckoning Beast in graveyard, so we have a Loving Protector, or sorry, Phantom material. With this we can go this, and then I guess we can go Spirit of YUBEL back in. Okay, no one to mirror, so that's good. And then here, since we're already gonna get our Sharvara back, we are going to go opening of the Spirit Gates. We're gonna pitch this Sharvara that's just chilling in our hand. And let's get our Samsara D Lotus back for another point of interaction. You can then set this in perm and pass it on over. So we have a pop, we have a link off, which then leads to an SP. We have a monster negate, we have a secondary monster negate, we have a third monster negate, and we have a super poly if we don't use our Veiler. Or no, we don't have a super poly, we don't have YUBEL. We just get to summon a YUBEL. Which isn't the worst still. It means we kind of control the battle phase as long as Nightmare Pain stays on board. BAM! Alrighty. Alright. One more win till we get to plat. Get me out of this fucking rank! I don't want to be here anymore! You just made a new deck? What deck you make? Ooh, we win the die roll. Galaxy Eyes Profiles. Toad Mate. This guy is Hero City. Oh, he has everything. Ooh, God. This limiter removal and these sleeves are making me think it's Synchron. This is a good-ass hand, though. I want to start Nightmare Pain, to be honest. Actually, do I want to start Nightmare Pain? No, I don't. I can just activate it. We'll go Dark Beckoning. Okay, they don't have anything. We gotta go Spirit Gates. You can hold the Spirit Gates for a moment. Normal summon another Samsara D. You can go Samsara D Lotus. There's the Ash. They were holding it. That's fine. We just needed it in rotation, that's all. You had to go opening of the Spirit Gates here. Add a Dark Beckoning Beast. Yeah, I think this is still plenty. Go Nightmare Pain here. Do I destroy the one on field or the one in hand? Probably the one in hand because I want to get Grave Squirmer. Go get this Grave Squirmer out. Let's not destroy a card. Let's go these two into Yama. Yama. Let's go a Yama effect. We can add our Sharvara. So we can do one of two things. We can either set this Imperm to special our Sharvara out, or we can go opening pitch Imperm to get this Sharvara out. Both accomplish the same thing. We could also pitch the Ash Blossom. I feel like Ash in this matchup is probably going to be really good. We also could go Grave Squirmer here, just get a free body. I think we'll just do that. We'll just go Grave Squirmer here. We are cutting ourselves out from a little bit of follow-up, but we do still have Nightmare Pain on field, so not too much of a concern. We'll just bring out this Dark Beckoning Beast. They have Nibiru. They have Nibiru. Do I have anything here? I can go Sharvara. Pop our Dark Beckoning. It'll special make our token larger. We get the trapped card. Yeah, that's fine now. We'll keep it in hand. Because we can still go opening here, right? You just need to pitch that Imperm, like the same way we were talking about earlier. You gotta get this back. And we can go Sharvara, pop our Dark Beckoning, special our Sharvara, and then Yama's gonna trigger. We're gonna do Yama now. So we need another Fiend on field. Go. No, we're fine. We don't need a destroy card. And we still get to go into Rage to add back our Lotus. And then Sharvara is still going to get to set the escape. Okay. Ash, Nibiru. Still ended on 2 interactions plus follow-up. Not bad. Here's one moment. Okay, sorry, I just had to fix my headset. They're on Red Dragon, it looks like. I can't let that one resolve now. That's just gonna add Bone Archfiend. And then Bone Archfiend's fucking nuts. I'm honestly really tempted to pop their tuner as well, but I think I'll hold off on it for a moment. And they scooped. Look at that. All you had to do was do that shit. So, back with the deck, I feel like this deck is quite strong. I feel like it's well posed in the Master Duel metagame, especially with people not reading their cards and such. And I feel like if you are someone who liked the anime and wants to pick up a competent anime strategy that can compete with the meta and play hand traps, I would highly recommend this deck. The only thing I wouldn't recommend about it is the amount of URs needed. Not necessarily in like the non-engine portion, but if you want to play at least one Unchained Soul of Sharbara, you need to pay up the ass off the UR Dust. Same with our Yama. Same with the SP Little Knights that you pretty much need to go into with Soul of Rage. You need to have multiple Phantom of Yubel, a UR. Ideally, you'd like to have one or more Yubel Loving Defender, also UR. You need 3 Nightmare Throne, also a UR. And Super Poly is incredible in the deck, also a UR. So this deck is not for like the people who don't have a lot of UR dust to spend, but if you did want to play a very fun deck that has a different play style than every other deck in the format, I feel like this is the one. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you wanted to talk to more Yu-Gi-Oh players like yourself, I would highly recommend checking out our Discord server. Link is going to be in the description, as well as the QR code on screen. We do talk somewhat frequently about Yu-Gi-Oh and the current meta, so I would really enjoy to see you there. As well as we do recently now have channel memberships available on our YouTube channel, where we have 3 different tiers. We have Super Supporter at $2 a month, where you get loyalty badges, emojis, guaranteed comment responses, a shout out at the end of every video, as well as access to the members only Discord channel, where you get early sneak peeks at future videos. There is the Giga Supporter at $5 a month, where you have early access to all new videos about a day or two before they go up, as well as all the previous offers. And for $15 a month, we do have our final tier, which is going to be Femboy Fanatic. You get a guaranteed customized video every single month, as well as 1 hour of my time. Could be for anything you'd like. You want a duel? Absolutely. You want me to help build a deck? Absolutely. You want to play some Helldivers? Sure. I'll do anything for an hour once a month. But supporting does help me out quite a lot, and it does help me produce all of these videos. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be seeing y'all later. Bye-bye.